Assalamu alaikum and welcome to a new episode of The Why Teacher. Today I want to start a series of episodes on the Bloom's taxonomy and talk to you about the various thinking levels. In today's episode, we'll be looking at the first level, which is remembering. Right, so while we are going to look at these levels independently, it's important to state at the very beginning that thinking is a complex process and it doesn't happen in steps. All these Bloom's levels of thinkings, integrate well with each other, and therefore when you are teaching a child to solve a problem, all of these levels would be involved. So thinking is not going to happen either in the remembering phase or in the understanding phase or in the evaluation phase. It's going to involve it's going to involve your memory, it's going to involve your understanding, the application. All of the levels of the Blooms are going to be involved through it. However, the reason why I'm looking at it separately is to understand what each level does for your child. And so there is a certain purpose in thinking that is defined clearly in each level. And as a teacher, if you understand that, then you would be able to break it down to the children in a more simpler manner. Okay, so coming back to remembering. Now, memory works two different ways in the classroom. So your children have semantic memory and they have episodic memory. When we talk about semantic memory, we are talking about long-term memory. So concepts that you transfer in the classroom to them stay with them for a lifetime. When it comes to episodic memory, they require a certain reference. For example, if you do a certain activity with your child, the child remembers that concept with reference to that activity. So this is where my thinking point comes out. It's, with schools pushing teachers to create more and more activity-based learning inside the classroom, how is this affecting the thinking process, and how is this going to affect the concept and understanding of topics with our children in the long term? Now, if you are a Y teacher, you would definitely want to look at your lesson planning with regards to these two concepts of memory. So if you're introducing a topic, you know for a fact that you need to transfer all the facts related to that concept to the child because that is the child's right. Those facts are going to be stored in his semantic memory because that's what semantic memory is all about. It's about factual transfer of, of the laws and the scientific elements that are part of a certain concept that you're teaching your children. And if you've heard yourself tell a parent that, your child is struggling in, let's say, multiplication, and his foundation is really weak, you're already telling the parent that, somewhere down the line in grade 1 or 2, the teacher did not transfer those facts to the child and his concept of multiplication has gone weak. So now your strategy is clearly defined. With this child, you cannot move too much into activity-based learning. You need to do rigorous practice with this child with facts, because until the conceptual understanding of multiplication is clear to him and that is stored in his semantic memory, this child's journey through math throughout his life is going to be a difficult one because the concept is not going to be stored for long term. Now, if I would ask you a question and say, what is your greatest memory of your school life, you're probably going to come up with a teacher or a lesson that was a lot of fun, or a teacher or a lesson that provided you a lot of space to, do things differently, or an activity that you did. So it's true that, activity-based learning does have a strong role to play in today's classrooms, and we push teachers to do activities with children. But I think somewhere down the line, we need to create this balance of, understanding that the concepts, when they are new, they need to be transferred through rigorous practice. Whether it's in English or in science or in math or in any other subject, when a new concept is being introduced, you want that concept to stay with the child with all the facts related to the concept. So thinking that the children are going to be bored or this is going to be too long, I mean, this is something that's part of the education system. When you are a learner, you have to learn different ways. And so transferring of facts in a fun way can be done, but if it becomes an episodic memory where you just remember the fun and forget about the facts because the fun was overtook or overwhelmed the learner, then it is not in the best interest of the child. So teachers need to create that balance inside the classroom, understanding that I've introduced the concept, they've gone through these 2 rigorous lessons, and now I feel they're at that point when I can give them a field trip as an amazing experience to go along with this concept, or I can do many different activities to strengthen the contextually as well as semantically. So I believe that this is a very conscious choice that we as teachers need to make for our children, for their better future, and for them not to struggle through their learning years. And so conclusively, we can state that knowledge is at the base of all learning. So no learning or thinking process can happen without knowledge. And transfer of knowledge has to be long-term. So as a teacher, I hope that when you're planning your lesson next, you're going to remember the importance of conceptual learning, and after your concepts are strong, move into contextual learning and give them amazing experiences to strengthen those concepts. Well, I hope you enjoyed my episode this week, and I'm going to come next week with the next concept in Bloom's taxonomy, which is understanding. And so it's quite close to actually knowledge as well and application, but probably I'm going to merge understanding and application together because they go hand in hand. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. I think that you've watched quite a few episodes of mine, and it would really help spread the word. Share this video if you like it, and of course do the usual, like, subscribe and share with your friends. Until next time, Allah Hafiz.